Well, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. This is Jim Hovland, your Edina Mayor, and this is the Mayor's Minute. Last night we had a long city council meeting, and we said our final goodbyes to two longtime public servants, Mike Fisher and Mary Brindle, and gave them a great send-off. Our staff, Scott Denfeld, who helps me run this program, did a great job with a video presentation for both of them. And I urge you, to the extent that you can find something on our website to look at, that celebrates them, you should take a look at it. So, next week is Christmas week, and holiday celebrations are close to being underway. And we know that while it's safest to celebrate only with members of your own household who are consistently taking measures to reduce the spread of COVID-19, it's inevitable that there is going to be people in our community that are going to invite a few others into their homes. You should all know that currently there is no evidence to suggest that handling food or eating is associated with directly spreading COVID-19. It is possible that a person can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or an object. That was a new word that I learned during the pandemic, fomites, those inanimate objects that you can touch and pick up the virus, and including food packaging or utensils that have the virus on it, and then touching your own mouth or nose or possibly your eyes. However, this is not the main way that the virus is spread, and of course, we all know that it's an airborne virus. So it's always important to follow food safety practices to reduce the risk of illness from common foodborne germs, as well as being careful about the COVID-19 in your own home and elsewhere. So here are some tips to share that we got from the CDC that we think we should be passing on to you. You should be thinking about during the holidays. Number one is encourage guests to bring food and drinks for themselves and for members of their own household only. If you're doing something like we talked about earlier, having a few folks over, have them bring their own food, serve their own family, don't share the food, avoid that potluck style gathering. Always remember too, even though you're in the house together and you think you're safely distanced, wear a mask. Wear that mask while you're preparing food for or serving food to others who don't live in your household. And then remember, number three, all attendees should have a plan for where to store their mask while eating and drinking. Limit people going in and out of certain areas of the kitchen where food is being prepared or handled, such as the kitchen or around the grill, if that's at all possible. Also have one person who is wearing a mask serve all the food so that multiple people are not handling the serving utensils. Use single-use options, or identify one person to serve shareable items like salad dressings, food containers, plates and utensils, and condiments. And then, as always, make sure everyone washes their hands with soap and water for 20 seconds before and after preparing, serving, and eating food, and especially after taking the trash out. Use hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol if soap and water are not available. And frankly, you might want to use that belt and suspenders sort of approach and do both. Designate a space for guests to wash their hands after handling or eating food. Make sure you limit crowding in areas where food is being served. As I mentioned earlier, by having one person dispense food individually to plates, always keeping a minimum of 6-foot distance from the person whom they are serving. Avoid crowded buffet and drink stations if at all possible. And then change and launder linen items like seating covers, tablecloths, and linen napkins immediately following the event. Offer no-touch trash cans for guests to easily throw away their food items, and then remember to wash the dishes in the dishwasher or with hot soapy water immediately following the gathering. So those are some of the tips from the CDC for folks that are getting together over the holidays. I'd say these are good tips, regardless of whether you're just having family over or having some friends over as well. So this is Jim Hovland. That's your Mayor's Minute. We're going to have one more Mayor's Minute before Christmas. And so stay healthy, enjoy the holidays, and we look forward to seeing you next week.